President Trump's big, beautiful bill, hitting more snags in the Senate.
So this bill that has Republicans at each other's throats, well, funny thing, apparently none of these f***ers in Congress have actually read it.
MAGA cannot be ignored.
So as you know, Trump calls his budget legislation the big, beautiful bill. And it's no shocker that Dairy Queen didn't read the big, beautiful bill. I mean, the girl gets confused reading the menu at Waffle House. And the Cracker Barrel princess tweeted with absolutely no sense of irony this message.
Full transparency, I did not know about this section on pages 278 to 279 of the OBBB that strips states of the right to make laws that regulate AI for 10 years. I am adamantly opposed to this, and it is a violation of state rights, and I would have better know if I had known this was in there.
And the insane part is, I agree with her. Protecting AI by not allowing states to regulate it is consistent with how conservatives used to describe themselves. Smaller government, more local control. But of course, there's a difference between Georgia schools teaching from the Bible, denying evolution and refusing to teach the history of slavery, and allowing AI pumping billionaires to lay waste to your state's economy. But how do you not read the bill? And it turns out she's not alone.
This provision was unknown to me when I voted for the bill.
Can you please tell us why you voted to approve a budget bill that includes Section 70302, which effectively prohibits federal courts from enforcing contempt orders? I only got 30 seconds. Which would then allow current and future administrations to ignore those contempt orders by removing the enforcement capabilities.
I do not agree with that section that was added to that bill. This provision was unknown to me when I voted for the bill.
After Dairy Queen stood in front of every mic from here to Macon saying how wonderful Trump's bill is,
Big, beautiful bill,
without reading it, it makes you wonder if maybe, and I'm going out on a limb here, there's something wrong with the way we write legislation. And she's not alone. Trump supporters from Rand Paul to Elon Musk are pushing back, but for different reasons than the Democrats. So here's the basic difference. Republicans included provisions in the bill that would severely hurt poor people's access to health care, like Medicaid. And for the record, Medicaid has always been paid for by the federal government, and they did it to save money.
Barack Obama made Obamacare, and all those states got the free money. And now all of a sudden, Medicaid doesn't look anything like it was supposed to, and it's 95% financed by the federal government. It's supposed to be a state program.
And the longer we leave it that way, the more permanent that becomes.
Right, because people get addicted to the free money.
Of course, the bill would not add to our deficit if we did something really radical and borderline crazyville, and that's, I don't know, make the rich pay their share.
Jeff Bezos saw his net worth increase by $70 billion in 2023. That breaks down to over $7.9 million an hour. In just 13 minutes, he made the equivalent of what a typical person earns in a lifetime. In the time you spend watching this video, he'll earn more than what the majority of full-time American workers earn in a year. Folks, it's not radical to make the rich pay a wealth tax. It's radical to allow this level of extreme wealth concentration to continue.
And the greatest pushback on the bill that I'm convinced Musk and Rand Paul never read is this. Cutting Medicaid will ultimately be more expensive for Americans than supporting it, because poor people will then go to the ER with the flu and they can't turn them away, and that'll cause hundreds of hospitals to go bankrupt, especially in Dairy Queen's district.
Indictable.
Okay, so now you get the idea of what's separating the two big parties. Republicans don't want the spending because they represent the rich, and the rich say, F the poor, they're on their own. Or as Brian Kilmeade says,
people get addicted to the free money.
They're addicted to health care. And by the way, F you, Brian. Republicans are best represented by Elon Musk, who vehemently opposes the bill because he feels we're spending too much on the people in our own country. You know, I used to get high in college before I went to calculus class because I figured if I wasn't going to understand it, I might as well enjoy myself. And maybe that's what drives Elon. Why would the richest man in the world buddy up to the biggest sociopath, malignant narcissist? I don't know, maybe Trump gets him the good CIA stash. But, and here's the reveal, Musk, who wasn't elected to anything, cut regulatory bodies that would have affected his ability to cut corners and continue to get government money to fund his non-Tesla shit. USAID is the best example. USAID allowed farmers to sell crops for the developing third world, and when it was dismantled, thousands of American farmers are this close to bankruptcy. And Trump loved it the same way he loves tariffs, which are cratering the U.S. economy. The latest numbers pointing again to a recession later this year. Elon! But the Musk-Trump romance is officially over after Elon tweeted this today.
I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted it. You know who you did wrong. You know it.
Okay, so Trump's third-grade alliteration to take the edge off a bill.
Big, beautiful bill. Big, beautiful bill. Big, beautiful bill.
That literally everyone hates is yet another example of how man-titties understands government. It's a government for the people, not just for the rich people.
Let me say this. It's very disappointing, okay? I've come to consider Elon a good friend.
The only people who are supporting this bill are Alta Boy Johnson and those who still cling to man-titties fading coattails. But no Republican accurately revealed the depths of their indifferent depravity toward poor Americans like Republican Senator from Iowa, Joni Ernst. Speaking at an event, she sarcastically addressed people who worried about health insurance by telling them, relax, we're all going to die someday anyway. Of course, the crowd and the world recoiled at her insensitivity, but she couldn't even apologize right.
Hello, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely apologize for a statement that I made yesterday at my town hall. I was in the process of answering a question that had been asked by an audience member when a woman who was extremely distraught screamed out from the back corner of the auditorium, "People are going to die." And I made an incorrect assumption. Yes, we are all going to perish from this earth.
This is Congressman Hakeem Jeffries summing it up.
So you have the senator from Iowa say, in response to a question that was heartfelt about people dying prematurely because they're going to lose health care coverage under the GOP tax scam, that everyone's going to die. Yes, Joni, we know, the American people know that at some point in their lives, they are going to pass away. The cause of death should not be Republican cruelty. The cause of death should not be this disgusting abomination of a bill. The cause of death should not be the reckless Republican effort to rip away health care from millions of people and rip food out of the mouths of starving children or veterans in the United States of America.
So in the end, this bill,
big, beautiful bill, big, beautiful bill, big, beautiful bill,
is a lot of things. It's definitely big, but like this Republican Party, led by this sociopath and the damage they are doing to our nation, it is anything but beautiful.
Suck my fat one, you cheap dime store hood.
Goddamn right. What you're about to hear could be disturbing.
You're a nasty person.
We're a nation that speaks English.
Back and look, if something like this, that thing start goggling.
Tariff. You're an idiot.
Drop your pants.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.